Shalom, everyone.
Shalom.
Shalom, welcome. We're doing another Torah portion study. It's not at our usual time, but we're having some travel plans, and we just needed to try to get ahead on some of the Torah studies. So we're going to start the Torah portion for the following week. Parashat Shoftim, the Torah portion Shoftim. Shoftim means judges. And we are reading in Devarim, in Deuteronomy, chapter 16. Just a few verses at the end of the chapter. We're going to start on verse 18. So we can say the blessing, we'll read, and then we can kind of summarize what we read about. Okay?
Okay.
Let's say the blessing.
Baruch Yahweh Hamborah. Baruch Yahweh Hamborah Leolam Baed. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bahar banu mikohamim, ונתן לנו את תורתו. Baruch atah Yahweh נותן התורה. Amen.
Amen, amen.
So again, Devarim, Deuteronomy, chapter 16, verse 18, Torah portion, Shoftim.
Appoint judges and officers within all your gates, which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, according to your tribes, and they shall judge the people with righteous right ruling. Do not distort right ruling. Do not show partiality, nor take a bribe, for a bribe blinds the eyes of the wise and twists the words of the righteous. Follow righteousness, righteousness alone, so that you live and inherit the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you. Do not plant for yourself any tree as an Asherah near the altar of Yahweh your Elohim that you make for yourself, and do not set up a pillar which Yahweh your Elohim hates.
Oh, interesting. Okay, let's go ahead and hear that in the Hebrew. There we go.
שופטים ושוטרים תיתן לך בכל שעריך, אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך לשבטיך, ושפטו את העם משפט צדק. לא תטה משפט, לא תכיר פנים, ולא תיקח שוחד, כי השוחד יעבר עיני חכמים, ויסלף דברי צדיקים. צדק צדק תרדוף, למען תחיה וירשת את הארץ, אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך. לא תיטע לך אשרה כל עת אצל מזבח אדוני אלוהיך, אשר תעשה לך, ולא תקים לך מצבה, אשר שנא אדוני אלוהיך.
So we're going to go right into chapter 17, verse 1.
Do not slaughter to Yahweh your Elohim a bull or sheep, which has any blemish, any evil matter, for that is an abomination to Yahweh your Elohim. When there is found in your midst, in any of your cities which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, a man or a woman who does what is evil in the eyes of Yahweh your Elohim, in transgressing his covenant, and has gone and served other mighty ones and bowed down to them, or to the sun, or to the moon, or to any of the hosts of the heavens, which I have not commanded, and it has been made known to you, and you have heard, and have searched diligently, then see if true the matter is confirmed that such an abomination has been done in Israel, then you shall bring out to your gates that man or woman who has done this evil matter, and you shall stone to death that man or woman with stones. At the mouth of 2 or 3 witnesses shall be that is to die be put to death. He is not put to death by the mouth of 1 witness. The hand of the witness shall be first against him to put him to death, and the hand of all the people last, so that shall purge the evil from your midst. When any matter arises which is too hard for you to judge, between blood and blood, between plea and plea, or between stroke and stroke, matters of strife within your gates, then you shall rise and go up to the place where Yahweh your Elohim chooses, and shall come to the priests, the Levites, and to the judges who is in those days, and judge who is in those days, and shall inquire, and they shall declare to you the word of right ruling. Amen.
Let's hear that in the Hebrew. There we go.
לא תזבח לאדוני אלוהיך שור בשה, אשר יהיה בו מום, כל דבר רע, היא תועבת אדוני אלוהיך הוא. כי ימצא בקרבך באחד שעריך, אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך, איש או אישה, אשר יעשה את הרע בעיני אדוני אלוהיך, לעבור בריתו, וילך ויעבוד אלוהים אחרים, וישתחו להם, ולשמש או לירח, או לכל צבא השמיים, אשר לא ציוויתי, והוגד לך ושמעת, ודרשת היטב, והנה אמת נכון הדבר, מעשתה התועבה הזאת בישראל. והוצאת את האיש ההוא או את האישה ההיא, אשר עשו את הדבר הרע הזה אל שעריך, את האיש או את האישה, וסקלתם באבנים ומתו. על פי 2 עדים או 3 עדים יומת המת, לא יומת על פי עד אחד. יד העדים תהיה בו בראשונה להמיתו, ויד כל העם באחרונה, וביערת הרע מקרבך. כי יפלא ממך דבר למשפט, בין דם לדם, בין דין לדין, ובין נגע לנגע, דברי ריבות בשעריך. וקמת ועלית אל המקום, אשר יבחר אדוני אלוהיך בו, ובאת אל הכהנים הלוויים, ואל השופט אשר יהיה בימים ההם, ודרשת, והגידו לך את דבר המשפט.
Okay. We're going to continue verse 10. Do according to the Torah in which they teach you, according to the right ruling which they say to you. You do not turn to the right or to the left from the words which they declare to you. Oh, sorry, I didn't read 10. Let me go back a little bit. And they shall declare to you the word of right ruling, and you shall do according to the word which they declare to you from that place which Yahweh chooseth, and you shall guard to do according to all that they instruct you. Do according to the Torah in which they teach you, according to the right ruling which they say to you. You do not turn to the right or to the left from the word which they declare to you. And the man who acts arrogantly, so as not to listen to the priest who stands to serve there before Yahweh your Elohim, or to the judge, that man shall die. So you shall purge the evil from Israel. And let all the people hear and fear, and no longer do arrogantly. When you come to the land which Yahweh your Elohim is giving you, and you shall possess it and shall dwell in it, and you shall say, let me set a sovereign over me, like all the Gentiles that are around me, you shall certainly set a sovereign over you, whom Yahweh your Elohim shall choose. Set a sovereign over you from among your brothers. You are not allowed to set a foreigner over you who is not your brother. Only he is not to increase horses for himself, nor cause the people to return to Mitzrayim to increase horses. For Yahweh has said to you, do not return that way again. And he is not to increase wives for himself, lest his heart turn away. Nor is he to greatly increase silver and gold for himself. And it shall be when he sits on the throne of his reign, that he shall write for himself a copy of this Torah in a book, from the one before the priests, the Levites. And it shall be with him, and he shall read it all the days of his life, so that he learns to fear Yahweh his Elohim, and guard all the words of this Torah, and these laws to do them, so that his heart is not lifted up above his brothers, and so as not to turn aside from the command, right or left, so that he prolonged his day and his reign, he and his children in the midst of Israel.
Amen.
Wow. Okay, let's turn that to the end of the chapter in the Hebrew.
ועשית על פי הדבר אשר יגידו לך מן המקום ההוא אשר יבחר אדוני, ושמרת לעשות ככל אשר יורוך. על פי התורה אשר יורוך, ועל המשפט אשר יאמרו לך תעשה. לא תסור מן הדבר אשר יגידו לך ימין ושמאל. והאיש אשר יעשה בזדון, לבלתי שמוע אל הכהן העומד לשרת שם את אדוני אלוהיך, או אל השופט, ומת האיש ההוא. וביערת הרע מישראל. וכל העם ישמעו ויראו, ולא יזידון עוד. כי תבוא אל הארץ אשר אדוני אלוהיך נותן לך, וירשת וישבת בה, ואמרת, אשימה עלי מלך ככל הגויים אשר סביבותי. תום תשים עליך מלך, אשר יבחר אדוני אלוהיך בו. מקרב אחיך תשים עליך מלך, לא תוכל לתת עליך איש נוכרי, אשר לא אחיך הוא. רק לא ירבה לו סוסים, ולא ישיב את העם מצרימה למען הרבות סוס. ואדוני אמר לכם, לא תוסיפון לשוב בדרך הזה עוד. ולא ירבה לו נשים, ולא יסור לבבו, וחפץ וזהב לא ירבה לו מאוד. והיה חשיבתו על כיסא ממלכתו, וכתב לו את משנה התורה הזאת על ספר מלפני הכהנים הלוויים. והייתה עמו, וקרא בו כל ימי חייו, למען ילמד ליראה את אדוני אלוהיו, לשמור את כל דברי התורה הזאת, ואת החוקים האלה לעשותם. לבלתי רום לבבו מאחיו, ולבלתי סור מן המצווה ימין ושמאל, למען יאריך ימים על ממלכתו, הוא ובניו, בקרב ישראל.
Okay, so that is on the end of chapter 17. That's the first part of the Torah portion. Do you want to share what you had in mind?
Well, it just called my attention, Devarim 16, verse 17. 18, where it says, appoint judges and officers within all your gates, whichever your Elohim is giving you according to your tribes, and they shall judge the people with righteous right ruling. Mm-hmm. So that's the idea, to put or to appoint judges to right rule the cases that people will bring before the judges and leaders, right? And it's very specific by saying, do not distort right ruling, do not show partiality, do not take a bribe. Something very common nowadays. It's very difficult to find a judge that do not sell themselves, or lawyers that do not sell, with the other person's lawyer. And it's so sad because they think they're not going to give account on that, but they will. And the idea is to follow righteousness, to live and inherit the land which Yahweh is giving us. Right. And also it says not to plant any tree as an Asherah, which is a custom that the pagan people had, right, to plant those trees, and they worship them. So Abba said, no trees near my altar. We don't want people to be confused and thinking that we do the same, right, or you do the same for me.
Not to have that association.
Exactly.
Like the other pagan nation. Right?
Exactly, because it says in the scriptures not to even have an appearance of evil, and that's an evil matter. So that's one thing with the tree. That's why we don't, not only we do not plant a tree near the altar, but at the same time, the worshiping of the tree, which continues nowadays, it seems like very innocently, people bringing a tree inside their homes and adorning it and bowing down to it when they put the Christmas presents and stuff, thinking that is nothing bad, but it's a costume that dates all the way to the time where Abba chastised the people of Israel because, they were doing the same pagan rituals as the people of those times.
Mm-hmm.
So then also about the pillars, which are all over United States and all the world, those ugly pillars.
Well, not like a pillar, like an obelisk.
Oh, an obelisk, yes, but
It's a
it's
little
the
different.
same.
Well, because Israel built pillars that were Ravan, didn't they? Like a pillar, like an altar. But an obelisk is different, no?
I believe it was the same, but my bad. Maybe I'm not. I'm gonna find about it, and I will make the comment.
No, but I know what you mean about the obelisk. Yeah,
The obelisk, correct, which Yahweh Elohim hates. And if he hates the pillars, why then the people of Israel will set a pillar?
Oh yeah, do not set up a pillar.
Do not do it. Do not set it.
So that's 1621. Right?
Mm-hmm. Yes. Do you want to make a comment?
Well, I was going to say similar also in chapter 16, verse, let's find it. Yeah, verse 20. So you see here in the Hebrew, right? Tzedek, right? So righteousness or justice, right? Equity, justice, and it says it 2 times back to back. And you're going to rule with or govern with tzedek, right? With righteousness. So I like that part. And then we were reading in chapter 17 about how he said that not to be arrogant, but to listen to the judges, right? To listen to the people that he has put in this position of judges. And I think that's also in particular maybe with a challenge for this nation who are listening to Moses, because they've been in the wilderness for 40 years. They had some kind of they had some freedom in terms that there wasn't really a very strict governing body, and now they're going to go into an established land, and they had to have an established government, right, and an established like we said, ruling and judges and counseling. So I was looking at that part right there. Yeah, so I think the problem is, the importance for the judges to stay upright and not to become corrupt and not to change what is in the Torah, right, and in the Word. And yeah, you're looking at 1720, that it's hard not to be lifted up above his brothers. Oh, that's the king, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Interesting also that Moshe, earlier in Devarim, he told them that they were going to fall into idolatry, like he prophesied that they were going to fall into idolatry. And now he's prophesying that they're going to put somebody as king. They're going to put him, one of their brothers, one of their men as king. That's what he's saying. Even though just because they want to be like the other nations.
And it's interesting on the 1720 that it says that his heart be not lifted up. So, it's putting together the fact of a heart being proud or lifted up above our brothers, right? With the fact that not obeying the words of the law or the statutes that Yahweh has placed before us. So in a way, who do you think you are? That you can be above what Abba said. So we don't think sometimes, that way.
Yeah.
When people do not want to believe that the the Torah is for these days. Isn't that their hearts are being lifted up above anyone else? Saying, I don't have to keep that. You don't have to keep that. And it goes with the scripture that Yeshua says that if someone teaches you not to do Torah, not to do the words of Yahweh, and not just doing it himself, but teaching others not to do it, that person, it's a serious problem, right? He's gonna be called little in the kingdom of Elohim. Even if he goes to the kingdom, probably, he will be called small, little.
Yeah. The last thing I was going to mention is about the witnesses, right? How when the people witnessed that somebody had fallen in idolatry, or they had witnessed that they had broken one of the other laws that were, and the penalty was death, that they had to be also a part of the ones who were stoning the person. So there was some responsibility on their end, and I think that also served to keep people from falsely accusing people, right? There had to be 2 or 3 witnesses, and they had to be involved in the stoning of the person. And
be the first one.
The first one, yeah. And if the person was found innocent, if they were found that they were false witnesses, then what they wished on that other person would come on them too.
Wow.
So.
Well, I found something very interesting here in 1720, where it says that his heart be not lifted up, the primitive root to be high, up actively to rise or rise in various applications, literally or figuratively. So to rise, it brings to mind the leaven. That's why Yeshua said, stay away from the leaven of the Pharisees and Sadducees, who wanted to feel like, oh, we are above the rest of the people. We know more. You are in a lower position. That's a heart that is being lifted up.
Right.
So may Yahweh keep us from our hearts being lifted up.
Right. Well,
in the name of Yeshua HaMashiach.
I think we'll leave it there for today, and we'll continue with chapter 18 and 19. Next time we can say the blessing to close.
Okay. Baruch atah Yahweh Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tocheinu. Baruch atah Yahweh Noten HaTorah. Amen.
Amen, amen. Shabbat shalom.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you,
and
Bye.
Be the salt for this earth, be the light of this world. Shalom, shalom.
Shalom.
Ay, Coisita.